Hey, what's up, Tacties? Today we're going to be going over some breaking news. They found 16 kids up in somebody's house or something like that. Man, let's get into this, see what's going on.
We're getting more details, but there's two words that investigators keep using, and that's pure evil. And it's because they
pure
saw
evil. We got
holes
some
inside
kids
this
locked
house.
up in the
They're
house.
describing what
Come
they
on,
saw
man.
inside this rural home. 16 children in deplorable conditions.
Oh, they got that
dire
jackhammer. You
need
seen
of
that? They
medical
breaking up in that
treatment.
mug.
And now 4 suspects are being charged with 16 counts each, all 4 pleading
4
not
suspects?
guilty.
Not guilty. Have you lost your ever-loving mind? Look, I don't know what's going on here. I haven't seen this video yet, but I'm going to tell you right now. This many kids up in the house, and 4 of y'all, somebody going to prison.
The Ohio Attorney General gave us an update on the case just
Ohio?
about an hour ago.
All right. I don't know what goes on out there.
I've done these types of cases for a long time. I've been in incredibly poverty-stricken areas in the inner city. I've been in poverty-stricken areas in rural Ohio, and I've just never seen anything.
He seems a little speechless, like
today.
Can you imagine 16 children up in there? Could you imagine being a leader of this state? I would be up there just kind of baffled too. I can't even lie to y'all, man. I would be freaking outraged.
Joining me now is Alex Perche and our legal analyst Brian Buckmeyer. And if you don't mind, guys, if we have the picture of the 4 suspects, because one of the most
put them up here. We want to see them little ugly
investigators are
mugs.
trying to do right now is to.
Oh no, they're guilty. All of them are guilty. All of them are guilty. It looks like you got the clown from Saw on the top left. It looks like whoever that top right dude is, man. Oh, Bobby Boucher. You don't want to mess with that. I don't even know who Bobby Boucher is. That's what popped in my head. I don't even know. The bottom left, she literally looks like the Grudge, y'all. She literally looks like a serial crazy, a little psycho. And in the bottom right, look, man, I ain't trying to make fun of nobody or whatever, but something not right with him. Something looks like evil, sadistic even, like, I'm not even talking about like the cross eye or the wandering eye, man. That happens to some people, like whatever, dude. But like, there's something about him that just looks like a clown, like a legit big old clown shoes. Like, all 4 of y'all are guilty. Like, y'all look mean, angry, and mad.
Get any information on these 4 people. This is the Siders family. You've got Elizabeth Siders there with the long dark hair in the corner. Next to her
the name
is
is
Gary
just off.
Siders Sr. Then Christina
Siders
they
related.
is the older woman at the top of your screen, and then the younger man is Gary Siders Jr. These are the 4 people that have been arrested. These are the 4 people that
This is a family affair? Whose children are these?
AG and the prosecutor describe as pure
Deplorable
evil.
condition.
They're not going to get anywhere near those 16 children. That's what we're learning now, because they are in police custody, all of them being evaluated and checked out. And
what do we need to
evaluate?
Most
disturbing things
the loony bin is in front of us.
He has seen his livestock treated better than these 16 children. They were found in a 12 by 12 space, surrounded by human feces. He said it was
I'm telling y'all right now, I'm slapping each and every one of these people in county. Each and every one of them are getting a beat down. Socks filled with freaking soap. Whatever you can put in it. I don't even care. You get wind of this, and I'm sitting in there, or other people are sitting in there. We got little kids up in feces being treated better than animals. Like, look. Some people need to get what they got coming to, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. Some people need to get it, and they need to get it bad, and they need to get it good. And these seem like those type of people. Like, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So, I mean, y'all say what you want, but just looking at these types and looking at this, I am very, very much disappointed with this. Like, why would you even? What them kids do to you? Let's see if they say.
Both of whom the sheriff
got them up in there in their own.
The attorney general
said they've
never seen anything like this in their life. Alex Perche.
The trauma that these kids are going to have to go through to get, if they even ever do. Like, imagine putting yourself in this situation with these crazies, and then you've got a 12 by 12 room, and then probably in your guys' own feces, in your own, like, dude, you guys, where are they going to the bathroom? obviously in the damn room, right, is basically what we're gathering here, unless there's some other news that's going to come out. But think about the trauma that's going to come from this, and about what these kids are going to have to go through if they can ever find themselves in some normality. Imagine coming out of this room and being saved from this scenario and this situation. Like, dude.
The details are horrible.
Some people don't need to be walking this earth, is all I'm saying.
Horrifying. One thing that did stand out to me, though, the sheriff saying the only joy that we're seeing in this is that we're going to change 16 lives for the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, that's the only place to kind of go from
Who
here.
found him, man?
Law
Like,
enforcement.
what?
But as you mentioned, Kira, I mean, this is something that Ohio authorities have called unimaginable. We heard from the state attorney general, Andy Wilson, who said this looked like a third world country, that he can't get the smell out of his head. And as you mentioned, the sheriff...
Some smells can't leave you, man. I can't even imagine.
In better condition than the children inside of those houses, but 16 of them inside. They range in ages from 18 months to 18 years.
And it makes you think, if they're being treated like this, did they have any type of air conditioning? Was there any kind of ventilation in there? Was there any, what kind of food were they being given, if any? Were they having to eat bugs? Were they have, like, what your mind just starts to wander. I couldn't even imagine, man. My little babies are my whole world. And like, this is one of the reasons, if you got kids, you know, you gotta keep them protected. You gotta keep them safe. You gotta keep crazy people away. You can't trust them. This is one of the reasons I have so many trust issues, aside from my training and my time in the military. Like, I'm already paranoid as it is, but you got human trafficking out there. You got people who want to see other people hurt, and then you got stuff like this that goes on. I'm telling you right now, Daddy's going hunting. I'm going hunting if somebody tries to do this. And I also don't let my children out of my sight. I don't let them go to stay the night at people's house. I don't let them go nowhere. And there's a reason for it, because it's so easy to snag a kid up, and you as a parent have a responsibility to keep your children safe. And we don't live in a time where, when I was growing up, we could ride bicycles and just go out there and be free in the world and do all kinds of stuff, and it wasn't so scary. I remember being on a military base when I was younger, though, and we did live on a military base. This was right before 9/11, and there was somebody out there that was kidnapping. I was the only kid out there riding my bike around, and my parents were kind of freaking out. My dad was in Bosnia, but my mom was freaking out, and they were trying to get a hold of me and get me back home, but nobody had a cell phone or anything like that. That wasn't even a problem. But like, now, you're not going to, like, I got girls, I got daughters, like, you're not going to let me see them babies out of my sight. And I don't trust nobody, not even nobody. Nope, nobody, bro. Oh my God, I can't imagine this being with my kids, guys.
Old. They were largely kept in that 12 by 12 area. And we're also told that this is an interfamilial situation. It's not a human trafficking case, according to law enforcement. But 7 of those children had to be taken to Columbus area hospitals. 2 of them were airlifted, and at least 1 child had to be intubated. Police say they actually stumbled upon this situation. They were executing a search warrant.
They had to airlift people. They had to go to the hospital immediately. Like, that almost makes you think that these kids were going to be left for dead, if not die. And then what happens to them? And then what's going to...
In a parallel investigation, when they found this house with all those children inside, and as you mentioned, the 4 individuals...
They just stumbled across it? Man, that's God's work, or whatever you believe in. So they just randomly come stumble into a search warrant and stuff like that. Man, like, something was shedding light on this situation, or the darkness, however you want to look at it. Just look at these people, man. Just look at this. This is bonkers.
Gary Siders Sr., Gary Siders Jr., Christina Siders, and Elizabeth Siders have all pleaded not guilty to the 16 counts against them. And now,
I feel bad for the lawyer or the public defendant who has to get up and represent these people. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this is why I could never be a lawyer, public defender, or anything like that, because it's not just a job. I'm not just going up there and being like, it's my duty to prove innocence. Man, I ain't representing y'all. No.
Being placed, and the sheriff says timing was of the essence here, because had they waited another 24 hours, they would likely be dealing with a death.
So, Alex, let me ask you, you say they stumbled upon this while they were carrying out another search warrant.
We need to know what's up, brothers. Let us know what's up.
A search warrant on this home? It was
he looked mad on the left. Rightfully
that
so, though.
search warrant was related to a parallel investigation, but Kira, that is it's a fascinating question. It's an important question. But right now,
smart.
authorities have been pretty kind of cagey about what actually tipped them off, what this parallel investigation entails, or why that particular house was highlighted by law enforcement. It's something that we still don't yet know.
So usually, like locals and stuff like that, they capture some attention from other people when they go into town and stuff, especially like these aren't characters that you look at and think like, oh, that's just a normal human being walking down the road. These are people that you look at and you're like, I got a funny feeling just by looking at them, just because like these people likely aren't going out in public and smiling and stuff. Like, look at their mug shots, man. Just look at that. Look at that pause. That was great.
The other thing that I would say is for that community, it was actually a shock that children were even inside of that house. We've heard from neighbors, and even law enforcement repeated this afternoon, that a lot of folks didn't even know that the Siders had kids. That is how tightly they kept a grasp on these 16 children. Authorities saying that was also an indicator that they knew that they were doing something wrong here.
All right, so Brian,
wow.
Gosh, I mean, how do you even defend 4 people like this?
Right.
I guess that's one question I have for you as a defense attorney. But also, what charges do these 4 individuals face? I mean, I don't think anybody, if they, are, we have to say alleged crimes right now, but they were found in the home with.
Look, sometimes the way that the court systems play, and like obviously it's alleged, obviously proven innocent till proven guilty. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong for that. Like, there's no way that these people walk away from a situation with no charges here. Like, there's just no way.
These kids, they're behind bars. The AG, the prosecutor, they've seen the evidence. What's going to happen to these 4 people?
Yes, Akira, so a lot to unpack there, but I'll do it like this. They are charged with multiple counts. It was called child endangerment in the 2nd degree in the state of Ohio. That's punishable by 2 to 8 years in prison. And I don't imagine there will be a judge who's going to say, you know what, we'll run these charges.
That's it, 2 to 8 years?
Currently, meaning at the same time. I could see a judge saying, for each and every one of those children, we're going to have...
Like, just look at them. Just look at them. Look at them. I don't know if these brother and sister, mom and pops, what happened to them as kids? You know what I mean? Like, what did they go through? She looked like she'd been through some stuff. Her hair is greasy as hell. He looked like he just buzz cut it. He don't really want to deal with the public. She looked like she ain't washed her hair in damn 3 to 7 years. He looked like his hair fell out from being stressed from all this, or maybe he just like lost his damn mind. I don't know, bro. Like, this whole family makes me eerie.
Some amount of prison time. So if you do the math, you're really looking at not 2 to 8 per charge. You're looking at...
Okay. No remorse whatsoever. Mad as hell she got caught. Maybe the same? See, it's hard to say in a situation like this, because like, that's what I'm saying. What did they go through as kids? Did the mom and dad treat them similar? Did they have to go through things? Were they a product of their environment where they felt like they had to do these things to survive? Did they feel threatened? What kind of brainwashing, if any, did they go through? These are all questions that really need to be answered and come out, and I'm sure that they will. I'm sure this is going to be a lengthy trial, but like, that's why I'm not sitting. That's allegedly cool until proven guilty. Like, I don't know what these people went through. This is just me sitting here speaking my thoughts. But I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no mommy or daddy ever telling me what to do like this, man. I'll beat the brakes off somebody, dog.
16 to 128 years in prison, depending on how the...
16 to 128 years in prison. See, and that's why she could be feeling remorse right there. I mean, look, what did you think was gonna happen, and what kind of pleasure and joy did you find out of doing? Like, what satisfaction do people get from this? You know what I mean? Like, this is why this is why you keep your dang kids close. You scan your sectors everywhere you go. You pay attention. You got alarms in the house. You got, a system that you pay for to monitor your home. And then on top of that, if all else fails, you got about 20 or 30 different guns, full combat load, ready to rock, ready to roll at any given time. If you're not trained, or you don't have any training or anything, like, there's a real good reason to get training to go do tactical anything, or to go and serve your country or do anything. Like, one of the reasons outside of my ambitions to be a soldier was so that I knew how to deal with the enemy, foreign or domestic, anybody in the world. I want to be able to protect my family, protect myself. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like, some people just need to put down. You go playing these kind of games, and I didn't say human trafficking or anything, but I've been in some pretty situations as a kid, and this is honestly a little bit triggering because I've been in some. Ooh. Sorry, man. Wrong little baby crying. My little girl crying. I thought I was about to have to go up in there because, you know, I'm making this video. I don't really have time for that, so I'm trying to listen. But it's mama got her, and that made me. I was about to go full alert. But anyways, man, this is just. It's a little bit triggering. I've been in some situations as a kid where. I've just been in some situations as a kid, and I've met some kids that are so lucky and so fortunate, and it just kind of brings back some triggering moments, man. You gotta take care of your dang family, take care of your kids.
Stack these charges. When it comes to defending, we as defense attorneys, we compartment.
See, kind of the same thing here. This guy gives me real eerie feelings. He's in a wheelchair too, so he's probably giving commands of some sort. I wouldn't really want to mess with this dude either. Just based on kind of looking from him, I probably keep my distance. Not that I'm like threatened or intimidated by his size or his physique or anything. He just kind of looks like he's got a little crazy in him. He just kind of looks like, man, when you kind of get this weird feeling. I mean, he looks like somebody who'll snap on you in a moment.
I understand how horrible these allegations are, not just as a defense attorney myself, but also as a father. But the way that we do it is everyone deserves.
Like, I wonder what he's so shocked about right there. I wonder if he's being told what could come of this or what's happening here. I wish we had a little bit more context.
Their opportunity in court to make the argument. It depends on whose house this is. Who has mail going to the house? Were some of the people merely visiting and simply were there at the wrong place and the wrong time? What was their knowledge of what was going on in that home? And what I can imagine
so many questions.
Well, first person, and I say the first person because there probably will be a first person. The first person to speak to prosecutors and give up information in the hope for a better deal is going to find himself in a much better place than the other three.
Let me ask you, Brian.
See, and that's the interesting part. That's where we'll find out who was doing what, who's willing to talk, who wants to save their little booty, who wants to get out of this or get the minimal sentence, and what was actually going on. That house don't even look that big. That already looks like a tiny house. So a 12 by 12 space, I mean, that looks like that whole front room right there. And I know it's not, it's a little bit bigger, but still at the same time, like, what is this, a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom? I don't know. But what I do know is somebody's going to talk, somebody's going to rat. They don't want to take these charges themselves, and at this point, it's the family's getting split up, so they're not coming back together to do this again.
You just mentioned something, and I can give you a bit of information, and that the home's ownership is listed to a trustee whose name is not among the 4 people that have been charged.
Bro, I got neighbors down the road that live up under a trustee, and I don't even know if it's owned or what, but it is such a ratty house, and how they live with it is just so sketchy. And I don't understand this trustee business, but something I need to like look into and learn a little bit more, man. If you know anything about that, drop it in the comments. Let me know what that's about. It's just like somebody, yeah, I don't know nothing about that, man. Educate me, school me up.
This is information that our producers were able to get. It's reportable.
Oh, this is making me mad, y'all.
As of 2025, the total assessment valuation for the property was $68,670. You saw the condition of this home, but ownership listed to a trustee whose name is not among the 4 people charged. Apparently, they've been living in this home for 4 years.
Yeah, and so I think a big thing is going to be.
And that's interesting too, because like, is there any affiliation or any knowledge there? Is this an operation? Like, what is it? What is this?
Talking to the community, right? Talking to neighbors. Who did you see coming in and out of the home? How often? What was their schedule? We've heard reporting that people didn't even know there were children in that home, or to the extent of how many children there were there. And who is moving in and out of there, bringing groceries, picking up things, dropping off things? That's going to be a big part of the prosecution, because the defense is going to try to wiggle their way out of this and saying, I didn't know what was going on.
What do you mean? What scumbag is defending this? I hope whoever is defending this, like, these are the kind of things that, like, it really makes me question people's character, bro. There's no way I would take a case like this. And if you do take a case like this, like, I would really question what I'm doing with my life, straight up. And I mean that with the most disrespect possible.
Going on. But this is a home that, from my understanding, had 5 rooms, not 5 bedrooms, but 5 rooms. Okay. It was 1,300 square feet. You're not going to miss 16 children there.
No, it's not
make
big.
the arguments that you want, but I think this is a very difficult case
Not small,
for the defense,
but
and probably should be
not
if
big.
these allegations are in fact true.
And as you heard the sheriff, 16 kids living in a 12 by 12 space. It's
that's too many. That's like
Brian Buckmeyer, Alex
there's
Brochet.
no room to even
We're going to stay on
move.
this story, of course.
Hold on, man.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve.
Man, I want to see. Let's go to the Googs. Whoa, I spelled that all wrong. That's 8 hours ago. Let's go check out the AI mode. Yeah, all right, so it's just crazy. All right, so yes, this is an incredibly horrific case out of Hamden, Ohio, where authorities rescued 16. Yeah, we know that. Dude, that's just so nasty, bro. We're not seeing anything here that we hadn't seen. Severe trauma, 7 other children, immediate hospitalization, 2 were life flighted to trauma centers. 1 child had to be intubated. Dang, dude. Many of the children are completely nonverbal or unable to speak English. Wow. 300,000 on bond. They even I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even. There would be no bond. Denied. Oh, whoa. Father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. What the heck? I must have missed that in the video. I heard that it wasn't trafficking. I must have missed the family part of this. Multi-generation family abuse. What? The adults, 4 individuals arrested are biological parents? That's their parents? I'm sitting here like brother and sister. Y'all look alike. That's weird as it is. And then the grandparents? All 16 victims are siblings of one another? Yeah, I heard they're not. What? What? No way. Authorities have declined to say if Elizabeth Sanders Gray Center's biological parents of all 16, citing the investigation is still going, while the defense attorney, or Elizabeth Siders, noted that his client considers herself a full-time mom and claims the kids were born in regional hospitals. State officials are still actively working. Wow, so they spent 2 decades avoiding any government, medical, or educational footprint. Establishing the official parenting of 16 children costs 18-year spans of complex tasks. Yeah, they're all siblings, the parents. I mean, we're going to see the charges. We're going to wrap this up. This is crazy, man. This is, I thought this was going to be quick. I didn't know what we were getting ourselves into watching this. This is just kind of like, this is disgusting, man. Pleaded not guilty, 16 counts of child endangerment. Each adult faces 16 second-degree felony counts, with each tied to specific child identities. Crazy. Public indecency charges. The father faces additional 4 misdemeanor counts of public indecency. Court records show a warrant for these charges was issued the exact day of the raid to alleged exposures occurring through May 26th. That's freaking nasty, man. Perverts. Freaking nasty. Severe financial penalties and bond. Each suspect is held at 3. Nah, dude, nobody's getting out. That's Ohio. Do better. People don't get out like this. People that do this stuff don't get out, man. They don't get out. It's crazy. Somebody could be able to get out of here. Put a $10 billion bond on them. Sealed warrants. Initial search warrant excuse on Omar Street remains strictly sealed by the court. Authorities will not disclose the exact nature of the primary investigation, though they confirmed it was an independent case open 4 to 6 weeks prior to the raid. The Traveler Lifestyle BCI investigators are tracking regional records across southeastern Ohio to map out where the family resided over the past 2 decades. The adults frequently shifted between rural counties to prevent the children from registering in local school districts and building health code histories. Man, you get out in them boonies, you get some weird stuff going on. Community blind spot because the family lived tucked up against a steep railroad embankment and kept the windows completely boarded up. Neighbors in Hamden saw 0 signs of children during the 4 years the family occupied the house. So these kids probably ain't even been outside in 4 freaking years, dude. It's crazy. Alright, so look, man, I ain't really planning on going down this little rabbit hole with this whole situation. This took way longer than I expected, and honestly, like, after watching it, I'm pretty disgusted. My head's kind of spun out, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, how cruel people can be, and how vigilant we need to be, and how protective we need to be of our kids. And the crazy thing is, like, this isn't even human trafficking. These are, like, they're all siblings, all 16 of these kids, whether or not they come from, I think it'd be kind of crazy if she popped out 16 kids. So I'm a little bit confused and curious, but there's not a lot of information on this. Seriously, if you guys find any information out or you know anything, please drop it in the comments, because things like this, I don't want to bring attention to the wrong kind of things, but at the same time, there's a lot of awareness that can be learned here. And if you know anybody that's doing anything like this, or you know any kids that are in danger or anything like that, man, do your due diligence and report them, and get them kids some help, get them saved up. If you know anybody who's even living in unjust conditions or anything like that, sometimes it's better to let the kids go into the state's care or go somewhere else. And I'm not a person who likes to see that happen to kids by any means, but dude, conditions like this is unacceptable, man. Y'all stay tacty, man. Y'all stay blessed out there, and stay away from people like this. All right, much love.